So this is our 10 a.m. item, 6.4, presentation of proclamation designated Public Health Week, April 5th through 11th, 2021. Director Pomeroy, would you like to read the proclamation?
No, I'd like one of the board members to read it.
Okay, I will read the proclamation. So here we are, proclamation designated Public Health Week, April 5th through 11th, 2021. Whereas the week of April 5th through 11th is National Public Health Week, and the theme is Building Bridges to Better Health. And whereas Public Health Week celebrates the role of public health in educating and empowering communities to improve health, prevent illness, and increase preparedness for a disaster. And whereas in March of 2020, County of Lake Health Services Department began the COVID-19 crisis response, which is the longest disaster response effort in Lake County history to date, and is still ongoing at this time. The divisions housed under the Health Department are Public Health, Administration, Environmental Health, First Five, Veterans. And whereas Public Health Division has partnered with local health providers and organized mass vaccination sites countywide, these efforts have vaccinated over 29,232 residents, 45% of Lake County population, provided COVID contact tracing support for over 7,000 people, and in partnership with Verily and OptumServe have provided almost 60,000 COVID tests for our local residents. Housing a staff of only 37, they have provided over 57,000 hours of time over the last year in support of local COVID-19 crisis response activities in our county. And whereas First Five Division organized a kids press conference with local school, health, and law enforcement officials to answer children's questions about COVID-19 and its impact on their family members, friends, and school. First Five has also coordinated Zoom meetings with our public health officer, Dr. Gary Pace, for childcare providers and children's summer programs to answer questions and help create plans for safe reopening. First Five distributed over 3,400 packs of diapers and 732 packs of baby wipes to families serving agencies across Lake County to provide directly to local parents and caregivers of young children experiencing economic hardships. And whereas Environmental Health Division, in addition to routine inspections, permit issuance, and client services, provided at least 600 investigations regarding community business complaints related to COVID protocol violations. These environmental health inspectors were tasked with frontline community engagement and education of ever-changing COVID protocol standards and rules. Environmental health, also in the midst of all of this, was able to launch a brand new program, Micro-Enterprise Home Kitchen Operation, that provided additional community entrepreneurship opportunities. And whereas Administration Division quietly worked in the background to provide department support and to ensure all state and California Department of Public Health compliance standards were met, contracts and MOUs were in place, and billing procedures were followed to protocol in order to continue public health's core programs and ensure COVID crisis response could operate in compliance and at capacity. And whereas Veterans Division served our local veterans by reaching out directly with over 5,000 phone calls and several thousand emails. This allowed our local veterans to access over $2.5 million in benefits available to them. Veterans has also worked tirelessly to provide access to health benefits, including COVID testing and vaccination services to our local veteran population. Whereas Public Health Week also recognizes the partnership and service of local public and private health agencies, community partners, volunteers, foundations, academia, and health-related enterprises that are working in collaboration to promote healthy behaviors and support the department and local COVID-19 crisis response activities. Now therefore, be it resolved that the County of Lake Board of Supervisors, along with the Lake County Health Services Department, do hereby proclaim the week of April 5th through 11, 2021 as Public Health Week in Lake County and urge all residents to join in this important observance. Passed and adopted today, April 6, 2021. And thank you to all your staff for all their hard work. There's a lot of people in the background. There's a lot of people in the front lines. I know that you spoke of a small team of 37, but it's been a mighty team that's worked really hard over this past year. And hopefully we're getting to a point where things are going to be better for everybody, including your staff, where they can get the rest that they need.
Thank you, Supervisors and Chair Sabatier. Yes, Denise Pomeroy, Director of the Health Department. While I'm flying solo here today in the chambers, I know a lot of our team are trying to watch or listen in by phone. The majority of our team are still out on vaccination sites working 9-10-hour days, while the other team members are in the office handling the contact tracing and the day-to-day operations of this event. And with that said, I just want to make a few comments that, in the midst of the most challenging public health crisis of our lifetime, it's more important ever than now to thank public health and the health department. Thank you is hardly enough for what I can say for all the hard work everyone's done this last year in keeping our community safe. For me, this is one of the best departments in this county. They're dedicated, hardworking, caring staff. We're blessed to have each of them as members of this small but mighty team. This is something that we say in our department frequently. We may be small, but we are mighty, and they've proved it over this last year. We appreciate each and every one of them and everything that they've done, not only to support each other, the department, but mainly the Lake County residents. And with that, I also just want to mention a few of the leaders in the health department who've made all this possible over the last year. Of course, our fearless leader, Dr. Pace. We could not have made this without him. Sarah, our epidemiologist, who has brought the data and the numbers to the community so that we can validate the work that we're doing. Our director of nursing, Carolyn Holliday, who is just a rock. She's the heart of that team and has worked probably close to 1,100 hours herself over the last year on COVID-19. Aisha Miller, who is our planning chief for our unit, and her assistant, Rainey Grafton, have worked endlessly building the plane while we're flying it. All of the plans, all the protocols, all the policies, they have to be written and documented, and literally just building it while we're flying. They've worked so hard. Tony Valdez is our finance chief, and he has worked endlessly with the admin team, making sure we have everything documented, reimbursable by FEMA, reimbursable by the state, maximizing every piece of funding that we can get. Emily Fian, who's been our lead she's our public health nurse 3. She's been a key lead, not only out at the vaccination site, but prior to that in the contact tracing. She was that lead person who gathered all of those state staff and made sure they were trained and worked. Lynn Brooks, who was not only our main testing nurse during the first 6 months, but has been what I call the vaccinator, like the Terminator. That woman can get shots in arms quicker than anybody that I've ever seen. Dean Eichelman is our emergency preparedness coordinator and our logistics. He's worked diligently to get supplies to our healthcare partners, the hospitals, the clinics, tribal health. He works every day to make sure that the sites are set up in time and that they're safe. And then, of course, thank you to Matthew, our county PIO, who's worked diligently with Dr. Pace and myself to get the messaging out. And to, of course, our CAO, Carol Hutchinson, who has stepped in and helped and taken over while I had to be out on medical leave. And then last but not least, your board for all the support that you have supplied to the department, to the volunteers, to the community over the last year. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Any other comments from the board?
I
Supervisor
just
Crandall?
wanted to highlight too, with all of that you just mentioned, Director Pomeroy, we also initiated the pilot program for home kitchens, and you were very instrumental in helping us develop that, because we are now the second county to do that. That's behind Orange County, or is that? Riverside County. So Lake County is like one of the, pioneers of that. So thank you for the hard work on that as well.
Thank you. Any other comments? Supervisor Simon?
And I have one other comment, obviously, with the COVID-19 pandemic being the front line, but We also went through a fire season last year, and, you know, with everything that goes on, I just, once again, can't thank enough for everybody. I know you read a list of everyone, but everyone that's helped through the Public Health Department, so, thank you.
I almost feel that thank you is just not enough for all the work that they've done. They're incredible, that small team and what they've done for Lake County.
Supervisor Pyska?
I agree with all of you. Our healthcare workers are our local heroes. This has been something none of us could have anticipated, and they've worked beyond anyone's expectation. So we're going to be grateful for them for a very, very long time.
Thank you for your comments, and thank you Supervisor Simon for being cleanup crew. Let's go ahead and if anybody from the public has a comment to make on this proclamation, let's go ahead and open it up. Again, please click on the raise hand button on the bottom of your screen, or if you called in, then please dial *9. Okay, hearing none, let's go ahead and move on. Thank you, Director Pomeroy.